Dr. Nance. I'd like to do something a little unconventional here to start. If you are a Parkinson's caregiver, would you please stand up? This is a movement disorder, so I want to get some people moving. So, caregivers, please stand up. I often wonder, and we had this discussion at a meeting just today, who has it worse? The patients with Parkinson's or the caregivers? And I would like to right now recognize this group of caregivers who is just an outstanding group of people who make the lives of people with Parkinson's better each day. And I'd like to honor them and give them, please join me in giving them the round of recognition. I was handed a note. I was handed a note when I came up, and I hear there's breaking news, and I don't want anybody to miss out on this. That that missing plane, the jetliner, that's been missing for like 60, 90 days now. It's been spotted, and I believe we have a photo. This is your brain on 10 years of Parkinson's. You couldn't hear, but Dr. Nance was mumbling on her. Who told him he could use the projector? So 10 years, yeah, Dr. Nance, I looked it up. This is my aluminum anniversary. When Rose told me that I was going to be receiving this award, I said to myself, Mike, this is big. This is really big. What you need to do, Mike, is sit and think about this. So I did that. I did that. And I took a few notes, so if you'll indulge me. There we go. It's a gag. It's just a joke. Notes?
I have Parkinson.
Can't read my notes. She's at it again. She's like, who told me he could use props? Humor. It's what keeps me going, and it helps me get through the day. I have a clip I'd like to share with you that is my favorite and puts a smile on my face every time I see it. And I've seen it thousands of times, probably. I've watched it to pick me up. It's a clip from The Family Guy. And
oh, God, this is my fault. I did this. I've screwed up worse than Disney did when they cast Michael J. Fox in that Zorro remake.
Who was that masked man who saved us?
I don't know, but he left his insignia.
it gets me every time. Now, I'm going to digress again. Not that I've been on track yet at all. In my support groups, those that have been going through DBS preparations, they keep talking about cognitive tests, and they're several hours long, and they're just grueling, and I don't know how I could do it, but if I don't pass, I can't do DBS. Well, Dr. Nance I haven't done that with her, and I've been really perplexed. She gave me a test that just had one question on it. I guess I got it wrong. So, when you looked at your programs tonight and you saw Mike Justak, you probably said, who is this guy? And as Dr. Nance said, I did the video, Faces of Parkinson's, which hopefully drained your wallets tonight for the Struthers Center. But primarily, as she said, I do a little thing with Christmas lights. I put a few strings up. It's 600 strings, 58,000 lights, and I call it PD Shimmers. And I've got one more little video clip. If you haven't seen, well, I should ask, who here has not seen P.D. Shimmers? I'll put you on the spot. My work is not yet done. I have to get the whole room to see it. But if you haven't seen it, which a lot of you haven't, especially this side, something about this side, I put together a little, some movie trailer kind of video that'll at least get you up to speed on what it is that I do. So if you would please. They say that Parkinson's brings out a creative side. I'm hoping someday it'll kick in. Simply put, P.D. Shimmers is my labor of love. I take Mirapex, so it's also my compulsion. So I'm able to channel the side effects of that drug to goodness, hopefully. But there's a lot of people sitting at my tables tonight that I'd like to especially thank that help me in different ways, motivate me. There's my self-storage colleagues that have joined me. I was 20 years in the self-storage industry before I retired 2 years ago. I have disability with Parkinson's, obviously. My neighbors are represented here. I thank them. As you can see, P.D. Shimmers covers 6 homes. I have the good fortune to have wonderful, wonderful neighbors that let this quirky guy go stick Christmas lights all over the yard in October, and they pay the electric bill. But they put up with, the increased traffic. There's cars parked in front of their homes for 30 days, basically, while the show's running. So I couldn't do it without the neighbors I have. And I have to point out that the first neighbor that volunteered to join my show was Jewish. So I'd probably say I have a Jewish neighbor that's part of the Christmas light show. I have the wonderful support of my family. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law came in from Los Angeles, so I thank them for being here with me. I have to do surveys, traditional, this kind of thing. Anybody got that beat, Los Angeles, for most distance traveled? You and a shiny new dime. Yay! And the rest of my sister-in-laws traveled from Indiana to be here. My daughter and her husband and my other daughters in Oklahoma City, and obviously she couldn't be here, and my 2 sons, and my wife, of course, who have to listen to Christmas music 12 months out of the year. I knew my wife was on board last year when it was March or April, and we were in the car, and she heard a song, and she was joking, but she didn't realize that it was going to play out. She goes, "That's got a good beat. I bet that'd be great in the light show." The song, Styx is Mr. Roboto. It was in the light show. So you got to be careful what you say to me when it involves music. But they listen to my bantering about the light show, and they never complain, and they offer a lot of support. But I have one person that's here that is truly my inspiration. That's my mother-in-law. And she's in shock right now. This lady raises money for Parkinson's. And she's got, I think, anybody in this room beat by what she does. She sells homemade soup noodles, pasta noodles. They're great. Her soup's pretty good, too. But roughly $5 a bag, something like that. And Mom, you gotta be careful when you're talking about that in public, because you know it's $5 a bag. It could really go the wrong way. But she's raised over the last few years $3,000. I thank you, and people with Parkinson's benefit from your doodle work. Thank you. She is truly my inspiration. And I'd like to leave you with one final thought, and that is, nothing is impossible. For the word itself says, I'm possible. Thank you.
There's not really a reason to say anything more. I think you've heard tonight from and about three outstanding people who are part of a remarkable community that includes all of you. We thank all of you for being here. We thank you for spending large sums of money at the auction and around your tables. We thank the staff of the Golden Valley Country Club for hosting, or for putting on this event, for preparing our meals, for keeping us, for making this such a beautiful event. I thank the staff of Struthers Parkinson Center once again for all the work that they do. They're hiding in the back of the room. I hope they're actually in the room now. So maybe we can give them a round of applause. Most of all, I thank all of you for coming on a more or less nice summer evening. Be proud. Remember what Mike said. I'm possible. Nothing is impossible. And when you go home, say, oh, and then, good night.
Great speech.